In this video, we're going to investigate repair of the bedroom slide, which uses the Barker system. Well, my electromechanical bedroom slide failed to move back in one day when I was about ready to go out camping. It was very frustrating. I thought when I purchased it that there would be a way that you could easily get it in, but in this case with the Barker, you have to just disconnect the drive shaft. Keep in mind your slide out should be in alignment, and also the screw drive that goes into the Barker motor should be lubricated thoroughly if you do this. There are two types of slide-out mechanisms you can have in your RV. One is electromechanical, like what I have. Another is hydraulic, and I've heard good and bad things about either one of them. I engaged the interlock switch for the slides, and the bedroom slide wouldn't close. This was very frustrating, to say the least. I took the mattress off the bed, tried hooking a battery directly to the motor. If that didn't work, disconnect the screw drive from the motor. The motor is just pressed on the back plate so it'll fall out. You'll need a 2x4 to keep your slide out in the coach. I had a replacement motor, which I got from Barker Manufacturing of Battle Creek, Michigan. I talked to Donna, who is on the service side, called Burr Engineering. She is quite knowledgeable and set me up with a new controller and motor. There is a collar from the drivetrain, and it makes things a lot easier to mark the top with a permanent marker. You will have one bolt on the underside and two Allen fasteners, which are 1/4 inch. This has to be in the same position as the old motor so it will fit in the slot of the drive shaft. We did this by connecting power to the new motor, hit the switch momentarily. We found that the stop point shifted a few degrees each time. It will take a few times, but it will line up. Now reverse the process to put the drivetrain back together. It worked, and I was able to take our trip. Where you see this reddish orange substance inside the screw drive, this is where you have to lubricate and do so quite thoroughly. As you can see, an area right between where my hand is, that's where you can put a 2x4 if you have to push your bedroom slide in. There are two other things that can mess up your day as far as slides. Relays, or circuit breakers, also known as self-healing fuses. The interlock switch shown here, notice that it lights red when activated. How does it work? Can it cause a failure while on the road? Let's look at the wiring diagram. You'll see a relay and a fuse on the positive side of the battery. Here is the relay. Note when the interlock switch is activated, the relay switch closes from 87A to 87, giving you slide-out control. In my case, I have two slide-outs and two relays wired in parallel, so once the interlock switch is activated, both slides can be moved together. The current rating of this relay is 40 amps. However, I seriously doubt this reading. I moved the slides separately. The manufacturer calls this a circuit breaker, but there is no reset switch. I have called these items self-healing fuses. The bedroom slide is 15 amp and the main slide is 20 amp. Whenever your slide motor gets ready to fail, I have noticed that they draw a lot more current. This is especially true of the main slide, which has no current limiting to the motor. The bedroom slide has a current limiting controller. The original controller just has a push button. The newer controller has a rocker switch. The push button rolls out and in the slide with just one press. You have a little control over the slide while it's in motion. To get the correct stopping point, you will have to adjust the rheostat on the controller box. Note that the front of this box is baby blue, while the rocker switch controller box is yellow. The rocker switch, you can control the movement of your slide. You have to be careful not to go out of limit. If you do, your slide will not move in. It'll just have noise when you try to engage it. More than likely, your Barker motor has separated from the frame. Remember, it has to be level and perpendicular to your frame. Then, the slide needs to be gently pushed so the back of the Barker motor is in contact with the frame. Now try your slide. It should work. I have found this problem in the past. The self-healing fuses or circuit breakers, with age, or if you buy the inexpensive ones, tend to go intermittent. I have bought a couple of spares myself. That may not be your solution. The Barker drivetrain was in use in the late 1990s and early 2000s. It's unclear if it's still being used in any RV today. But we put everything we had into this video, and hopefully we'll have more information at a later date. Thank you for joining us. This is the Old VRBer. Happy camping.